becomes, how do we proceed? We've got now the symbol, and that's a grand symbol. Can you imagine a White House built by black slaves and some white immigrant workers? Now having brilliant, charismatic, visionary black men, brilliant, charismatic, visionary black woman, and children on the green of the White House. Oh, that makes me want to break down. Oh, yeah. But that's at the level of symbol. Symbols matter. It matters for young people of all colors. What is it like now to see a black man every day on television, no longer singing a song? I have nothing against those who sing songs, but too many of our folk who sing songs today don't have political courage. They just want the next hit. Even Kanye West standing there just shaking. George Bush doesn't care about black people. You don't say, Kanye. Come on, brother. All of that flow you got on the stage, man, you better get flowing. He doesn't care about black folk giving his policy when you look at the effects and consequences of what it does. Now, let me move to my next song, Kanye West. Careers are crucial these days. We even taught folk to be successful, be concerned about your career as opposed to your calling. Be concerned about your profession as opposed to your vocation. Be concerned about your day job as opposed to your life task. What's your purpose? What's your mission? What are you here for? What they gonna remember you by in terms of the depth of your love to others and the quality of your service to others? How will your grandmother think of you? Not in terms of the position you hold, but the quality of your character and your virtue. Those are the fundamental questions of what it means to be human. That's what blues people have been about. And once you lose sight of those issues, that's what the text is about. That's how you stay on the tightrope. It's the only way America will stay on the tightrope. And it's no accident that when America gets the blues, they tend to turn to the blues people in its midst to help get it out of the blues. That's what the Civil War was about, right? You end up fighting a war over an institution not invoked in your Constitution. And 180,000 Negroes joined the Union Army to break the back of the Confederate. And Abe Lincoln comes in, wise and courageous, but has no intention whatsoever to abolish slavery. He wants to preserve the Union. And Frederick Douglass and so many others putting pressure on that white brother. And he's open enough to grow and mature. And lo and behold, you end up saving your democracy. Saving your democracy. Same was true in the 1960s. The foundations of American civilization are shaken because you can't come to terms with American apartheid in the South and Jim and Jane Crow in the South and Jim Crow Jr. in your cities up north. Jim Crow Senior legal, Jim Crow Jr. in fact. Not legalized segregation, but just look where Negroes live. Then and now. Who they socialize with. Where they spend their Sundays. Still deeply segregated. Still a veil in different worlds. And who comes to the fore? Here comes the little brilliant bourgeois Negro preacher named Martin Luther King Jr. Oh, that love and commitment to justice. He knows the justice of what love looks like in public. He knows that when you really love folk, you hate the fact of being treated unjustly. You can't stand the fact of being treated unfairly. It becomes like fire in your soul. You got to do something, even if you're willing to die at 39. Oh, that's Martin. But there is no Martin without his mom and father. There's no Martin without Morehouse. There's no Martin without the movement. There's no Martin without Stokely Carmichael. No Martin without Ella Baker. No Martin without Diane Mayer. No Martin without all of those freedom fighters. No Martin without Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel. No Martin without Doris. I was going to say Doris David. I don't know what else. But Doris today, our great Catholic white sisters, all shaping each other, turning to the blues people. And here we are again now. Legacy of Katrina. And there was catastrophe in New Orleans before Katrina hit. And the Ninth Ward is just a symbol. Dilapidated housing, disgraceful school system, levels of unemployment and underemployment, unavailable health care, unavailable child care, ecological crisis. That's true for Baltimore too. True for Chicago too. True for New York too. Then the financial Katrina. That's in part what Wall Street's about. You're pushing 2 million fellow citizens into homelessness, losing their mortgages, owing to predatory lending of greedy investment bankers with no regulation, with the dogma of unregulated markets allowing for greed to run amok, with billions and billions of dollars hemorrhaged at the top. When 21% of America's children of all colors, each one precious, living in poverty in the richest nation in the history of the world, that's a moral disgrace. George Bush can't sign a bill of $1.6 billion for disabled children because he said he can't find the money and he doesn't want socialism in medicine. But when the investment banks get in trouble, you got $700 billion ready for it. The priority, the hypocrisy, the mendacity of it. Socialism for Wall Street, for investment bankers. But when it comes to everyday people and ordinary people, you're still on your own. No, that day is over too. And I tell Brother Barack, I say, I notice as you move in your process of choosing, you're recycling a lot of these Clintonites. Absolutely. And many of the Clintonites themselves are deregulated. It was under Clinton that you got the stripping of the Glass-Steagall Act of 1933 that separated investment banks from commercial banks. It was under Clinton you got the deregulating of the derivatives the last few weeks of his campaign. And we won't even talk about Clinton on the crime bill, having to do with mandatory sentences and vicious war against our precious poor young brothers and sisters. And I'm not trashing Clinton as a human being. He's got his up moments. He plays saxophone in a mediocre manner. He's my brother, but he's wrong on those issues. So when I look at Brother Barack, who you choosing, brother? The age of Obama has begun. And the irony is that this age is so profound and overwhelming that Brother Barack himself might be reluctant to walk into his own age.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
It's so overwhelming. Can you imagine what it's like to be that, brother? Every corner of the globe, your image and expectation. I pray for him every day. He's my dear brother. I love my brother. But I love the people too. I said, brother, you're going to need help. You need a push. I mean, it's like James Brown making cold sweat and didn't want to go back and make Papa got a brand new bag again. No, brother. That era is over.